Hey friends, Rachel here, and I am coming to you from my bedroom during a nap time hustle. And I wanted to talk to you today about what does it mean to actually work this business, right? What is a day in the life of a health and fitness coach, Team Beachbody coach look like? So I wanted to walk you through kind of what my day looks like, also what it looked like before when I was working in corporate America, so you can get a better idea of how it actually is extremely doable to fit this into your day. One of the things to remember is that your business will grow as a direct reflection of how much energy and time and effort you put into learning what works for you, how to gain clients, and how to help people through your business. But for me, when I started out, I was working in corporate America as an insurance and billing administrator. And so what I did is I would get up before my entire family, but sometimes it was 4:30 in the mornings, and I would get up and I would work my business prior to getting ready for work. So what does it mean? Well, let me give you kind of a rundown of what my day looked like then, and then I'll tell you what that actually looks like. Like, what are the actual action steps I take when I mean work my business? So that early morning time was a pocket of time that I developed to build my career, to build my business. Now, what I would then do is get my little one up. I would have to get him ready for the day, nurse him, pump, all that good stuff, pack everything up, get ready to go. And then on my way to work, I had about a 25-minute commute. So during that time, I would listen to podcasts. I would listen to trainings. It's really nice because Beachbody puts out a lot of trainings for us that you can either dial and listen on the phone. You can listen to the recordings on the podcast app. And then YouTube has a plethora of social media like advice, recommendations, trainings that are put out by other coaches in the network. So I always listened to a training on the way to work as I was heading into my corporate job. Once I got to work, I was completely unplugged from my phone, so it was tucked away and I didn't see it. When I had a break, I was a pumping mom the first year of Aiden's life, and so I would have a break and I would go pump, and while I was pumping, I would answer messages. Then I would get off work, and while I was on my way home, I would usually use that time to either connect with potential clients via the phone and just pick up the phone and call them. I might voice memo them on Facebook, or I might use that time for another training, podcast, personal development, all of that good stuff. When I got home, I was on mom duty. So from that point on, the rest of the day was all about Aiden and taking care of him and being mom and cooking dinner and all that good stuff that comes with being a wife and a mother. When he would go down for bed around 7, 8 o'clock, I would then plug back into my work and work anywhere from 8 to midnight some nights, especially as I was working hard to come home and leave corporate America. And then I would get up the next morning and do it again. Weekends always had, a different ebb and flow. I'm looking at my little one as we talk because he's not going to sleep. Nap time hustle might be interrupted today. Weekends tend to be hit or miss. Some weekends I spend an entire morning at Starbucks while my husband has time with the kids. And then some weekends I get up early or I work during nap times or just fitting it in the cracks of the day. Now, when I came home from corporate America, I became a full-time stay-at-home mom, and I was also a full-time coach. So my routine kind of stayed the same. In the mornings, I would get up before my family, and I would either work out and or if he slept long enough. I have children who wake up really early. If they sleep long enough, I would get some work in the morning. Then again, it's mom life for the majority of the day. When Aiden is in school, I do have a little bit more freedom to work because Henry is not mobile. So at the time of this video, I have a 3.5-year-old and a 9-month-old. So our days are super busy, but usually I'm pretty unplugged until nap time. And if their nap times sync up, then I'll get some work in. And if not, then I'll wait until the evening. But then when they go to bed at 8 or later, depends on the day, then I usually work anywhere from 8 to 10, 8 to 11. And then have certain designated nights of the week where my husband and I spend some time together first, and then he goes to bed and I'll work. So it is all about sacrifice and making sure that you're constantly growing who you are as a coach. But that tends to be my schedule right now. The weekends I do one night a week. I have a designated night that I actually leave the house. When Donnie gets home, I'll leave the house and I'll go and work usually at a coffee shop for several hours so that I can have some good focus time. And then on the weekends, I do typically spend Saturday morning at a coffee shop. Now, obviously this may not work for every person in their schedule and their family scenario, but for us, my husband is super supportive and he always has been, and he actually brought this opportunity to me before I ever learned about it, and I immediately shut him down, and it just wasn't the right timing till my cousin invited me later, and then the rest is history. So that's kind of where I'm looking at. I typically spend anywhere from, my non-negotiable is an hour a day. One thing I talk to my new coaches about is that you can build a business in 1 hour a day if you are laser focused, or maybe it's 2 30-minute pockets of your day. If you are laser focused and you're working from a task list and you're organized in your business, you can get so much done in 1 hour. Obviously, if you have bigger goals of paying off debt or coming home full time, you're going to want to up those hours as you're able to with your schedule. So what do I do during those work hours, right? So it's honestly super simple. Some people overcomplicate things, but it's really all about, I'm making sure that I'm sharing my journey on social media. So I'm putting up posts or writing posts in my phone to have to put up at a later date. I am connecting with people that follow me, whether that's friends, family, cousins, past coworkers, high school people I went to I was homeschooled, but so most people would connect with people they went to high school with, but I do still have kind of a network there. But I'm spending that time connecting with those people and providing value without asking for anything in return. And then at some point, inviting them to join me. So maybe I have a 21-day boot camp that's coming up. I'm going to reach out to people and say, you know what, I have this awesome thing that I'm so excited about and I'm super passionate about, and I would love to help you. Do you have any health and fitness goals? And sharing that opportunity that they can join you as a client on your team. So I'm sharing my journey. I'm inviting other people to be a part of it. I'm mentoring any coaches. It took a long time to get to the point where I had coaches to mentor. So that time that I would typically spend mentoring coaches, I just spent building my business. I just spent getting more clients. I spent inviting people. I also run challenge groups, and so these are an online support system for people to come in and have a safe place to have community, support, encouragement, motivation, and daily accountability in their journey. And so I handwrite all the material for that. I also provide for my coaches and my downline in our team, I provide all of that handwritten material so that if they don't want to spend the time writing it, then they can just have it right there as well. So I write material for my groups. I'm checking in with my current clients, both behind the scenes in private emails and also within the group page. So I make sure that I go in and I comment on every single comment on that daily check-in post so that they know that I'm watching, I'm right there supporting them, and I'm going to be there encouraging them every step of the way. I also spend time, learning, growing in my skill set as a leader and my skill set as a coach. But I follow an easy tracking system that you will get if you sign up to be a coach with our team, and what shares like, here's how you grow your network. Here is how you share this opportunity with people. Here is how you recognize success, so that's one of our vital behaviors is recognition, and we want to recognize the success of those that are around us. So those are all the things that I do, and we call it a power hour, but it can also be a power pocket. It might be 15 minutes, might be 30 minutes. When I was working in corporate America, I had to use that tiny moment of time to work my business. And so as long as I was working from my power hour form, which showed me, what I needed to be doing in my business, then it was extremely simple to get a lot done in the same amount of time. And I've been doing this for 2.5 years, and my daily activities look pretty much the same as they did when I first started. I'm still working to grow my business more and more every single day. Now, there is more mentorship that happens now. There is more content creation, but that took a really long time before I started doing any of that. So that's what a day in the life looks like for me. I love it because I have a lot of flexibility with my schedule. I can be home with my kids now, and I can work when I don't tend to work when they're awake. I tend to work only when they're asleep. Number one, they'll burn the house down. And number two, I came home to be fully present and intentional with them in their childhood, and I don't want to spend that time on the phone. But what that does mean is that I have to turn around and be super productive in the pockets of time that I do have. So like right now, one of them is napping and one of them is resisting sleep, but I'm recording this video for you. And so that's how I'm using a piece of my time this afternoon. And then when he goes to sleep, I'll get down and dirty on the rest of my to-do list. So it's extremely doable. If you can give 1 hour a day minimum to your business, you will see so much growth as long as you're consistent with sharing your heart, consistent with sharing your journey, and consistent with doing the vital behaviors behind the scenes. It's almost bulletproof.